Number one, become organized. Number two, don't be afraid to ask questions or ask for help from your teachers. Number three, try to find a healthy balance between academics and sports. Number four, look upon your peers for additional support. There's so many things, components within the student's life. They all want to do everything all at once, and it doesn't always work out well that way. But most importantly, that came up from the students themselves today was the strong emphasis of faith and prayer. And I think that's the crux of what makes the Marmion student. I had happened to visit with a former parent yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he had sent his sons here in the early 1990s. And he was talking about his sons who are now all in their late 20s. And he goes, you know, my wife was not really for sending the kids to Marmion, but I pushed it. And I'm so glad I did, because not only have they become good men, they also have good souls. And I think that says a great deal about what we do here at Marmion in preparing our young men for the future.
At Marmion, we really do focus upon a commitment to excellence in a variety of arenas. I think that a lot of schools have reputations of being a good academic school or perhaps a good athletic school. We have a commitment to excellence in all of our various aspects of our community. We do have an excellent academic reputation. Our students do very well at colleges throughout the country, do very well with the advanced placement exams, and walk into college with good college credit and having succeeded at the highest levels in high school, which helps them at the college level. But it's not just the academics. It is the athletic programs are all doing very well. We have some of the most competitive programs in the state. We have, I believe, the most unique leadership program perhaps in the state, if not the country. The combination of the junior ROTC program with the LEAD program and the opportunities that they provide for our young men to be leaders in the school and then in the community and beyond, very unique. And as well, again, as and underlying all of that is the spiritual component, which is why we're here.
Leadership is something that is really emphasized here. And at the other schools I've been to and the other students that I know from other schools, leadership isn't something that is a major focus. And I think whether it's through the ROTC program, the junior ROTC program, or the LEAD program, everybody in the school is getting trained to some degree on leadership. And when I was in corporate America, leadership was something that we really focused on. And we've got kids here at Marmion that are coming out of high school with a good sense of leadership. What's the right thing to do? How can I lead by example? And one thing that I see now that I've been here for a couple of years, at least in my coaching responsibilities, I see kids come back that are in college and they're all taking leadership roles in the schools that they've gone to, whether they're small universities or large major universities. So I think leadership is something that really makes our Marmion students stand apart from other students that you may see in other schools.
I think the Marmion student is successful because they learn self-discipline. They learn a sense of appreciation of God's gifts. They learn appreciation, I hope, that it's not all about me, that with our campus ministry and our theology and retreat programs, that their life is a gift given to them to in return, serve God and serve one another. Hopefully they'll go on with the talents God's given them to be successful in their careers in life and have a successful college right off the bat, and then successful careers in life. Always realizing it's not about me, it's about others and about God.
I think that they have learned so much here about being a good human being. And that is the biggest key to what we do here. Because academically, they're wonderful. But spiritually and learning how to communicate, learning how to care more about others, those are skills that are going to set them apart in the future.
It's a combination of our academics, which is challenging, but there's a lot of support here to make it very successful. Our spiritual growth, which is not only the retreat program, a strong theology department, the spirituality that is in every classroom, also our service program, which offers the opportunity to put that faith into action. You look at the academics, the spiritual growth, and also our athletics. I'm a big believer of offering a variety of opportunities for our guys to be involved. So when we say that, we also look at our clubs too. Our strong music background, the plays that have been enhanced over the last years with our English department and some of the people getting involved in that. So in other words, there's enough opportunities that, and small enough that we can encourage students to get involved, that it really is well-rounded, that you can have the academics, the spiritual opportunities are there, and the athletics is there, and our facility is strong. So we really have the best of all the worlds. We don't want to become complacent, but we have these opportunities and we need to be challenged to continue to grow. And I think that's a tremendous benefit, because sometimes we have, schools have one environment that dominates the others. And I think it's important to have these opportunities on an equal plane, that our guys can see that they can be involved in a variety of areas and be successful, learn, and be prepared to go on to the next level.
The work ethic that is instilled in them, not only from the teachers, but I think that the parents here have a big role in the lives of their students. And I think that when the majority of students are going to a high school with the goal of going to college ultimately, I think that it makes the students much more accountable for their academics. And I think just the entire culture of just hard work and the discipline that gets instilled in these kids too, from the military program and the leadership programs, I think it really does make this place something that's special in the lives of these kids.
They have to really want to be here. You know, so there's that process, that selection process. And, you know, from a leadership standpoint, I stress that with them, that they've chosen to be here. They have the option to make some decisions that can help them be successful. I think that's a piece of that success that we see not only within the school, but certainly when they go outside of the school. Within the framework that we set up for them, they you know, can choose the path that's right for them. And again, the idea that they have options, and we give them a lot of different options, you know, whether it be sports, academics, spiritual, and then again the leadership component. They choose their own path, and I think that's what helps them be successful, because they're given the opportunity to try a lot of different things and then settle on the things that work for them. And I think the faculty and the staff and the monks are all, you know, also of that mindset. And so we accept when the kids make mistakes, because they do. And isn't that really a part of growing? Is, as Kouzes and Posner say, the try, fail, learn, you know, and giving people the freedom to do that. And I think we do that very well here.
I'd answer that question by thinking of what people say in the area around us, our alumni, people I work with in businesses, in parishes, and they say something remarkably similar. They know a Marmion student by their bearing, by the way they comport themselves, their confidence, a certain set of values that they can presume. That sounds like a real big promo, you know, that's out of Madison Avenue, but it really is something we can see as teachers as well. When a Marmion student here is speaking to a public audience, they do have a certain bearing and self-confidence that you don't see in their peers. And that alone, I think, is evident. I mean, the fact that it's evident to so many people who don't have a stake in Marmion, I think, lays the claim that what we're doing here does impart something very distinctive and positive.
I like that they have spiritual development, academic development. I like their leadership, and I like the curriculum here. I think you can draw on all the courses that they take, and it builds them up, it rounds them out. And they need that if they want to be in the real world functioning well.
I think one of the things that make them successful is the competition here, all right? They're dealing with such a large group of super quality guys that they have to work hard, I mean extremely hard, to be ranked high in their class. I mean, it's not unusual for a 3.8 student to be in the 50% range or something like that. So it's extremely competitive, and they're going against, you know, extremely intelligent and driven young men, right? And that's very good. We see that by the time the boys get into college, I mean, regardless of where they fell in their class ranking while they were here, they're almost always honor students when they get to college, all right? So even the lower ranked kids academically are going to do just great when they get to college, and I see it over and over again.
I think, well, academically, a student has to work here. You know, there's no easy ride to get through from what I see. I think there's a lot of, to be successful academically here, you have to try, and you have to do it. You have to, day in, day out, you have to do it. Socially, I have seen so many guys that don't fit into a particular mold, and yet they're accepted by others. And so I think socially, if they're not afraid to be themselves and to just be friendly with each other, but I mean, like I say, I'm thinking of one student right now in particular who really does not fit in the mold, but he is so accepted socially by everybody else in the class. And I think it's because he's very free to be himself. You know, he's not shy. He's very pleased with himself, and I think that has helped him socially. And I think spirituality helps the student here. I think those guys who are spiritual are well accepted.
I think, first of all, God sends us a lot of talented kids, and we're working in cooperation with their parents. I've always seen what we do as a team effort. Faculty, parents, the boys working with us, and a lot of help from God. What is it about our program that's special and different? What makes us different from a good public or private school? I think it's certainly spirituality and the emphasis on spirituality. You know, what we preach to the kids is God's given you talents and skills. You are here to develop those talents and skills so that you can glorify God, but also get out there and make a living. Our leadership programs, I think, help develop boys' talents, especially in what does it mean to be a good leader, a good Christian leader? How do you go about doing that? There is a sense of competition among the students, both in athletics, academics, in leadership roles. There's a lot of good, strong role models around here, especially male role models. So I think all those things come together to make us unique, but also to give our boys that special edge. I mean, I'm in contact with a lot of alumni, and they tell us, you know, that there's something different about a Marmion grad, that they know how to compete. Like, for example, a lot of our boys go to college and they become the president of the fraternity, or they become an RA in the dormitory. And that never surprises me. Our boys are always attracted to leadership roles, and they do very well in that, especially when they get into corporate America.